But didn't you have 10 years where because you tried bodybuilding, and then you had 10 years away, and then you kind of came back to it around 2009, 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah, what happened was my dad got diagnosed with cancer, lung cancer in 2002.
Okay.
And they gave him 3 months to live. So I quit bodybuilding. Watching what my dad went through with chemo, I was like, I'm going to take some time, and help out my family, help out my mom, But for me, the reality of it was, I was like, here we are spending all this time and energy trying to make sure that we look great on the outside. I was like, but when your time is up, your time is up. So I quit bodybuilding. I was like, you know what? I quit bodybuilding. I took over my dad's business. I was doing home remodeling, kitchen and bathroom design, and bodybuilding was like the furthest thing in my mind.
What brought you back?
I was like, everything that has to do with bodybuilding, I threw away. I was like, belts, gloves, all that stuff was
really.
I'm just focused on life. And reality is, at the end of the day, I got to provide, and I provide for my mom. So I quit bodybuilding until one day actually I ended up in a hospital from drinking too much because I started drinking. And I ended up in the hospital, and it wasn't pleasant. I had to quit drinking cold turkey, and after that was over, I could hear my dad haunting me, like, when are you going to get back in the gym? And that went on for a while, where I was like, okay, because that was the last conversation we had the night he passed away. It was like, he looked at me, he goes, hey, when are you getting back in the gym? It's been a year. And here I am, drinking myself to death after he passed away, literally being suicidal and depressed. And I tried to kill myself a couple of times. And, I'm like, okay, you know what? I need to do something. I had a cousin that was bugging me about helping him, with a couple of clients at a show. And I completely forget until he showed up at my doorstep, and he was like, hey, today's the show. And, I went and I sat in the back, and I'm looking, it's an NPC amateur show. And I'm sitting in the back of the audience, and I'm looking at the guys on the stage, and I'm like, I'm like, wow, these guys are still the same size. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
And, I wasn't trying to be, ignorant or anything, but I'm looking at these guys, and I'm like, man, this is bodybuilding. Like, these guys should at least, it's been like, 7, 8 years. Like, these guys should at least be like one weight class heavier.
Yeah.
And everybody started laughing at me. They're like, dude, like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, dude, like, I know these guys. I used to compete with these guys. Like seriously, bodybuilding means that you building your body. Like, these guys are just competing in the same weight class that they've been competing like 7, 8, 9 years ago. Like, look. And they're like, you think you can do better? I'm like, dude, like, listen, I'm fat and out of shape. Little Debbie's my best friend. Tookie's like stacking my nightstand.
Yeah.
If I go to the gym, I'm doing better than these guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, you really think you can do better? I'm like, dude, I got nothing but time. I was like, 7 years and they're still at the same spot. Give me 7 years and see where I end up. And my cousin bet me $1. And I think that was kind of like the motivation that I needed.
that dollar.
And everything kind of fall in place, because right after that, I had a friend of mine that called me up and he says, hey, listen, I'm the general manager at this Gold's Gym, close to your house. He goes, if you're thinking about joining, I heard you're running your mouth at the show. I give your friends and family a discount.
So he called you out on it. He called you out on it.
Yeah, he was like,
yeah.
I was like, I get a free membership. I was like, okay. And I went down and I signed up, and I was like, you know what, man, I didn't leave in my own terms. I want to do one more show. And it wasn't about me turning pro or anything. I just wanted to do one show.